I'm Dan Kopfer, Chairman of the Code Compliance Board, and I'll call this meeting to order. The NSB Code Compliance Board, Thursday, November 20th, 2025. The procedures of the hearing are to provide due process to every respondent and the city in accordance with a Florida State Statute 162073, which states formal rules of evidence shall not apply, but fundamental due process shall be observed and shall govern the proceeding. Hearsay is admissible, but only to support other competent, substantial evidence. Other evidence must be presented. Are there any questions? Any decision made today can be appealed by sending notice of appeal to the Circuit Court within 30 days of the execution of the orders per Florida State Statute 162.11. Can we have roll call, please?
Yes. Kathleen Brown.
Here.
Ruth Harris.
Here.
Clifford Warren.
Here.
Dan Kopfer.
Here.
Al Shemansky.
Yeah.
Keith McWilliams.
Here.
Aaron Denny's.
Here.
Does any member on the board have anything to disclose of ex parte communications?
No.
For the record, there are none. And has each member had a chance to approve the minutes of the September 18th, 2025?
Yes.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's all good.
Okay. And then, next, can we have the swearing in of city staff, respondents, and any witnesses that may testify before us today?
Please stand and raise your right hand. In the matter to which you are about to give testimony, do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth? The witness has been sworn in.
Okay, first case, please.
The first case is CCB 0250-2025, 614 Aeolian Drive. Officer Herman Troutweimer presenting.
This is, I'm presenting this case for Barbara Bobolak, who came to the last hearing with this. This will be the second hearing, CEB 0250-2025. I have a picture that I'd like to give you to submit. This was taken today by Barbara, and it shows that somebody's staying there and utilities are on. Okay, the property location is 614 Aeolian Drive. The violation cited is LDR section 504.01N and LDR section 504.02. At the hearing on September 18th, 2025, the board found BG Real Estate FL Florida LLC, BG Investment Group Holdings LLC, and or entity in violation of the land development regulations, section 504.01N and section 504.02, and gave until October 2nd, 2025 to bring this property. The board order was mailed, certified mail, and accepted on September 22nd, 2025. The property was posted on September. A notice of cancellation for the October 16th meeting and notification for the new hearing date was mailed, certified mail on October 1st, and it was posted on October 7th, 2025, and again on October 31st, 2025. As of November 5th, 2025, the property is still listed on padsplit.com as a short-term room rental. My supervisor, Barbara, emailed the property owner, the property manager, regarding the outstanding violations and attached the board order and the notice of hearing. Barbara received a response from Shelly Gomez, the operations manager, stating that the property is currently vacant and is no longer being rented short-term or for room rentals. Barbara, my supervisor, Barbara Bobolak responded by sending her the information that was found on Pad Split earlier today. On 11/19/2025, my supervisor revisited padsplit.com and found the property still being advertised. So they're obviously still renting. So it is staff's recommendation that the Code Compliance Board impose a fine of $125 per day for each violation until the property is brought into full compliance. Fine not to exceed $15,000. And this is LDR section 504.01, N, $125 a day, and LDR section 504.02 is $125 for a total of $250 to run each day until the violation's done.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to respond to this? You'll have to come up, ma'am, and we'll have to swear you in.
Raise your right hand. In the matter to which you're about to give testimony, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You've been sworn in.
And for the record, can you speak into the mic and then state your full name, please?
Sure. Claudia Vanderhorst. Ooh, that's loud. My address is 562 Aeolian Drive. I live in the community. We've spoken with you folks before about this. It is still ongoing. The cars are changing. We're keeping track of all the different vehicles. There's people coming and going at all hours of the night. And I know this isn't relative, but property was broken into on the 17th. There's a police report. I haven't gotten a copy of it yet to know all the particulars. But we're in a little nice family community. It's very quiet. Everybody knows everybody. They're disrespectful to the neighbors. They don't care. They're doing what they're going to do. So if anything we can do to correct this so it doesn't continue, because there are like 7 other homes in our community that are rental, but to my knowledge, they're not doing this. They're at least 30-day rentals. No one else is complaining about those properties. So anything you can do. The ladies behind me live across the street and next door to it, and she was woken up by the police walking in between the homes with flashlights at 2 a.m. in the morning. I know we don't live in a perfect world, but they're really taking advantage of the fact that the guy who owns it doesn't live here. He probably hasn't seen the property. And I think they can get away with it. So anything you can do, anything we can do, please let us know. We're trying to support Barbara's efforts to rectify it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board members on this?
Yeah. You said that the landlord said that the building's currently vacant, according to them, and that they don't have any tenants there. Is that what they claim?
That's what they said, but by the picture that she gave today,
Right, yeah.
somebody's obviously staying there. And,
So we assume that they're lying then about that.
somebody's staying there,
Where
so.
are the owners out of?
I will have to
It's
look.
Wyoming, if I remember correctly.
Okay, good.
BG Real Estate, the mailing address is in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh,
Oh,
And BG Investment is Sheridan, Wyoming. So there's 2 addresses.
Question, have they been in touch with you at all? Any telephone calls, any
Could
communication?
you use the microphone, please?
I'm sorry.
Yep. To my knowledge, like I said, she was in touch with the property manager, is what she had written here. But the property's still listed, and I can show you here. I got a couple of pictures, and Barbara kind of explained to me what I can show you here. So she went on the website where they're doing the rentals, padsplit.com, and, just, hey, Mom, rent this property. And it's showing vacant dates on the 8th,
Okay.
10th, 12th. I can give this to you.
but if there's a property manager, then it's not a homeowner, so they are
Right.
renting it and they're not
Right,
zoned.
yeah.
That's my question.
It's pretty apparent that they're renting it.
definitely.
So-
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'd like to move that we accept the recommendation from the officer.
I second it.
Definitely.
Kathleen Brown,
I agree.
Ruth Harris,
Yes,
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Al Shemansky,
Aye.
Keith McWilliams, Aaron Denny's.
Yes.
Motion passes. The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Next case.
So real quick, before we move on, I just wanted to add something. If the company in Wyoming, the landlord is claiming that there's no one there, and it's entirely possible they might be lying, and they probably are lying, have we considered the thought that maybe there could be a squatter or something there, and that person is the one who's renting it out?
No, I don't
Oh.
think
It's the same people?
yeah, I don't think it's a squatter.
Okay.
She would have mentioned that to me today.
Okay.
And the police would have probably been notified with this as
Yeah,
well.
because that would be a law enforcement matter, just because aside from
Right.
finding them, we don't have any law enforcement power to remove the people who are there. So, okay, but thank you.
No problem.
Okay, next case, please.
Next case is CCB 0559, 2025, 613 Downing Street. Officer Herman Troutwine presenting.
Okay, this is case 0559-2025. It's the first hearing, 613 Downing Street. The owner is Wayne Gonzalez Trust, Sunshine Suites Land Trust. So the code cited will be 26 NSB 26914, property maintenance required. Subsection 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. And this property is zoned R5 multifamily residential. On October 15th, 2025, Code Compliance received a complaint regarding overgrown property at this location. On October 16th, I conducted an inspection and found the property was in violation of these codes, NSB 26914, property maintenance required. And the subsections are 2, exterior surfaces, 3, protection of exterior surfaces, 4, exterior windows and doors, 5, exterior attachments, 6, accessory improvements, and 8, landscaping. On October 21st, 2025, notice of violation was posted on the property with initial compliance date of November 11th, 2025. A copy was also certified mailed to the property owner and was signed for and accepted on October 24th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. in Ruskin, Florida. On October 29th, 2025, I received a call from the owner, Wayne Gonzalez, who was very concerned about the violations. He stated he just bought the property and he's going to renovate it or demolish it and rebuild it based on whatever is most cost effective. And he invests in property. This is kind of what he does. He owns another property in the city as well that I don't know of any violations on. So we both agreed that this will take some time to make plans and obtain permits. So I advised him to come to this hearing and explain to the board what time frame was needed to bring the property into compliance. I also advised him to get people maybe to start working on the landscaping and some of the issues that they can correct, and immediately trying to bring it into code. I advised him if he did come to the hearing, he can request a time frame for what he feels reasonable for compliance, and the city would probably work with him if he's making steady progress. he's also got to get it all permitted properly, so that takes time. So he stated he understood. However, he asked, because Ruskin's over near Tampa, and it's close to Thanksgiving Day, he asked if I could explain this to the code board of his 100% intention to get this property into compliance. I advised that I would ask the code board to find the property in non-compliance, set a new compliance date, and revisit this case in February 2026 hearing. This extra time will allow him to decide on what to be done with the property and anything concerning it. He might have to get an engineer to go over there and look at it, whether he needs to tear it down or rebuild or remodel. So I discussed this with my supervisor, Barbara Bobolak, and she felt that that was a reasonable time frame. And on November 5th, 2025, on a follow-up inspection, it showed to me that the violation 26914 Section 8 landscaping, he had already had somebody over there and cut the grass and prune the trees and stuff like I asked. On October 19th, yesterday, a follow-up inspection showed that although some of the significant progress has been made, he's boarded up some windows and fixed some holes to keep people from going in there or animals. The property still remains in non-compliance for all violations of 26914 with the exception of landscaping 8. So it's my recommendation to the board to find Wayne T. Gonzalez Trust and or entity in violation of 26914 subsections 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and continue this case to the February 19th, 2026 hearing. I also asked the board to set a new compliance date of February 10th, 2026. So I'm asking for a February 10th compliance date and it go to the February 19th hearing. And that at the February hearing, we can review the progress being made and we can make a determination on how to proceed with the case. If he makes no effort to do anything, if it just sits there and he just doesn't do anything with it, at the February hearing, I'll either ask the board to set a new compliance date of March 7th, 2026, and we can revisit it in March, and I can try to get in touch with them. Or based on what you want, I could ask to impose a fine of $50 a day because he's going to, for each violation, because if you find him in non-compliance today, and he's got a February 10th compliance date, we could actually fine him at that next hearing, or you could give him a little bit of time, but I'm just asking to get it to the February hearing, and then we can see what's going on. That's all I'm asking for. So he's a very responsive, very nice guy. I have had many conversations with him about this property. I feel like he's going to do what he says he's going to do, so.
And for the record, is anybody in the audience that would like to respond to this? For the record, there are none. Any questions from the board? Do we have a motion then?
I make a motion to accept the officer's recommendation.
Yeah, I'll second
For February.
for February.
Okay, Kathleen Brown,
Yes.
Ruth Harris,
Yes.
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Al Szymanski,
Aye.
Keith McWilliams,
Aye.
Aaron Denny's.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion
Have a good-
passes. Okay. And then the respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years of the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Next case, please.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Next case is CCB 0488-2025, 205 Quay, Assisi.
Good evening. So this case is CCB 04882025-205 Quaysisi. It's a single-family residential zoned R1. On September 5th, 2025, Code Compliance received a complaint regarding the addition of a boat lift to the west side of an existing dock without a permit. On September 10th, 2025, an inspection was conducted and the property was found to be in violation of Section 26171A permits required and Section 26172 penalties for after the fact work. On October 2nd, a notice of violation and a notice of hearing was posted on the property with an initial compliance date of October 3rd, 2025. A copy was also mailed certified mail to the property owner and was signed for and accepted on November 3rd, 2025. An application for a permit was submitted September 26, 2025. There's a note from zoning that reads, the lift must be 10 feet from the side property line. I contacted Stephanie Doster with planning. She stated that the survey submitted shows the lift encroaching into the west side yard setback, and the property owner would require a variance or adjust or move the lift. To date, there has been no variance application submitted, and they have not moved the lift. On November 20th, which was today, I did an inspection and seen that the lift was still there, and there's no application for a variance submitted. Therefore, it is staff recommendation that the Code Compliance Board find Randall Todd Sr. and Suzette S. Jones and/or entity in violation of Section 26171A permits required and Section 26172 penalties for after-the-fact work, and give until December 8th, 2025 to bring the property into full compliance. If the owner does not come into compliance, it is my recommendation to impose a fine of $50 per day for Section 26171A commencing on December 9th, 2025 until the property is brought into full compliance. Fine amount shall not exceed the maximum amount of $15,000.
Anybody in the audience would like to respond to this? For the record, there are none. Any questions from the board?
I have to recuse myself from this.
Okay. Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to accept her recommendation.
Yeah, I second.
Kathleen Brown,
Yay.
Ruth Harris,
I recuse myself. Thank you.
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Al Shemansky, Keith McWilliams,
Aye.
Aaron Denny's.
Aye.
Motion passes. The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Next case, please.
Just briefly, Ruth will meet after this just to go over the paperwork you'll need to fill out. Thank you. Easy.
Next case is CCB 0469, 2025, 809 Maryland Avenue.
That's 0465. 0465. CCB 0465-2025. Property location is 809 Maryland Avenue. Zoning is R3, single-family residential. The violations cited are 26171 permits required and 26172 penalties for after-the-fact work. On August 25th, 2025, I was driving through the area when I saw a bobcat sitting in the middle of a driveway that had been busted up and partially removed along with the right-of-way. I walked up to the front door, spoke to Mrs. Patillo. I asked to see the permit. She stated that the contractor had just left and he would be back soon. I explained to her that a permit is required to replace the driveway and explained that pavers could not be placed in the right-of-way. On September 5th, 2025, I drove back by this property and found that the work had been completed and the pavers had been placed in the right-of-way. Still no permit application submitted to date, or as of that date. On October 2nd, 2025, a notice of violation and a notice of hearing was posted on the property with an initial compliance date of October 3rd, 25. A copy was mailed certified mail to the property owner and was signed for and accepted on November 4th, 2025. An application for a permit was submitted on October 2nd, 2025, and on November 10th, 2025, I searched our computer system and found that the permit application is still in the review process. There's a note from Mindy, who's in zoning, that reads, "The driveway and area beside the house require minimum setbacks noted on survey, and the area outside of parcel is right-of-way, requires city commission approval." So I called Mrs. Patillo and explained that zoning had requested additional information. She's told me that she's gonna remove the pavers that are in the setbacks in the right-of-way and then resubmit the requested information. So on November 20th, 25, a follow-up inspection showed, after receiving a phone call from the property owner, that the additional information requested from Mindy had been resubmitted, and there is a Zoom meeting scheduled with the planning department for December 3rd. It'll be a pre-application meeting. They have to take it before the city commission to ask for permission, I guess, to get the pavers okayed that are in the right-of-way. My recommendation is that the Code Compliance Board find James A. and Ellis S. Patillo as trustees for the Patillo Family Revocable Trust and/or entity in violation of Section 26-171A, permits required. If the owner does not come into compliance, it is my recommendation to the Code Compliance Board to issue a finding of non-compliance for repeat purposes, but would like to request additional time for this case to go through the rest of the review process and the planning process, and before commission, if so requested or approved to go that far. And then I'd like to request a hearing rescheduled for February 20th, 2026 to discuss the fine being imposed if compliance is not achieved as of that date.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to respond to this?
You wanna get up and tell them? I already did, but.
And for the record, will you state your full name, please?
Elise Sarah Batillo.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Elise Sarah Batillo.
Okay.
So we went ahead and submitted exactly as Beverly has said for the permit after the fact, after having spoken to our contractor who had told us he'd spoken to the city and everything was fine. So we went ahead and did it as a owner-builder request for permission. We submitted everything, and as you mentioned, Mindy Bodian has approved the inside property area resubmission of the site plan corrections with the setbacks, appropriate setbacks. And now it's sitting under John, I can't remember his name, sorry, in the planning department. Engineering, it says, is pending resubmit. When I spoke to him on the phone, he put me through to Stephanie Ferreira, who set up the pre-application Teams meeting on December 3rd. And I assume that's for the right-of-way license agreement. I did submit a license agreement and a pavers hold harmless on October 2nd with the permit request with Laura Roach in the offices near us here. So I'm not quite sure what else is needed, but I'm sure Stephanie will tell me at the Teams meeting.
Any questions from the board? No? Can I get a motion?
And what was the recommendation?
So the recommendation.
To wait till
she can-
February?
Reread the recommendation.
I want it to be found in non-compliance,
Yes,
and then a hearing to be rescheduled, or a hearing to be,
yes.
discuss
so
the
moved.
fine or compliance on February
20.
19th,
Yes.
I make a motion to accept the
Seconded.
recommendation.
February 20th, 2026. Thank you.
Mhm.
Do we have a second?
I'll second. Go ahead.
Kathleen Brown,
Yes.
Ruth Harris,
Yes.
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Al Shemansky,
Aye.
Keith McWilliams,
Aye.
Aaron Denny's.
Aye.
Motion passes. The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Next case, please.
Next case is CCB 0494-2025, 835 East 24th Avenue. Officer John Parks presenting.
Afternoon. Case before you is CCB 0494-2025. The address is 835 East 24th Avenue. This property is zoned B4 Ocean Commercial. Violations cited were IPMC 304.3 premise identification, Section 26-36 adoption of technical codes NEC 110.26. That's dealing with electrical. The other code 66-32 placement of garbage containers, and Section 74-146 local business tax imposed. On September the 15th, 2025, I observed that structures of the association did not have any numbers identifying the structures or the units. Additionally, I observed that access to the electrical panels were blocked by the trash cans. A check of the BTR system found that there was no BTR for the HOA property. On October the 7th, 2025, a notice of violation was posted on the property with an initial compliance date of October 31st, 2025. Excuse me. A copy was also mailed, certified mail, to the property owner and was returned. On October the 9th, 2025, a notice of continuation was posted on the property advising of the hearing date change due to the cancellation of the October hearing. A notice of hearing was mailed, certified mail, to the owner and is en route through the system. On November the 6th, 2025, a check of the property found that the trash cans have been moved and no longer block the electrical panels. Additionally, numbers have been affixed to the structures. A check of the BTR system found that no application has been made for a BTR. It is my recommendation the the Code Board find Atlantic Sand Dollar Beach Club HOA and/or entity in violation of Section 74-146 and give until December 30th, 2025 to bring the property into full compliance. If the owner does not come into compliance, it's my recommendation to impose a one-time fine of $250 per Florida Statute 205.053 for the operating without a BTR for Section 74-146 until the property is brought into full compliance.
For the record, there are no witnesses for this case. Any questions from the board?
No.
I make a motion to accept the
Yep.
recommendation.
A second?
I-
Okay.
I'll second it.
Kathleen Brown,
Yes.
Ruth Harris,
Yes.
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Al Shemansky,
Aye.
Keith McWilliams,
Aye.
Aaron Denny's.
Aye.
Motion passes. The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. That concludes the cases. Any questions from the board?
I have a question. Okay, this is a general question. One of the cases.
Hey, Alan, could you use the
One of the
microphone?
violations on one of the cases were starting work before the permit was issued. I think Beverly, that was yours, right, correct? On the fine, we're giving them time to get it, but they already did the work, so the fine was placed, they already started the work and before the permit. So are we still fining them or not fining? I kind of feel like we brushed it aside.
No, they still don't have the permit issued. until that permit's actually issued, it's still work without a permit. Even, I mean, it was all done before even applying for a permit.
But they started the work before they even applied for the permit. Isn't that legally working without a permit, whether they get it or not? They're still being fined for it. So is this just an official thing that once they get it, then it becomes part of it? I'm just a little
Yes.
skeptic then.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Beachside Tavern, in September, we had Beachside Tavern, they've been doing work for 2 years, no permits, which is ridiculous, but they ask you for
Well,
forgiveness.
that's, you see, that's my whole point of it. It seems like we're just pushing things aside and people are just allowing to be more and more and more. I mean,
We're asking for forgiveness.
I'm learning a
not
lot of
permission.
things here in Florida, you know, things are done differently.
I'm the one that always says fine, 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 because rules are rules, and I don't know why.
Well, that's what I say, yeah.
They don't go by
I agree
it.
with you.
Thank you. I don't, because I know you guys
Thank you.
try to work with them and you try to
Well, compliance is the ultimate goal.
compliance.
So,
Yep.
you know, we do want them to come into compliance for the safety of everybody. So,
Yeah, but the safety begins, and again, I don't want to belabor this, but safety begins with getting the permit.
but we don't have the authority to really go in and stop them, so.
I appreciate all the work you guys do out there.
I know, you
you
got,
a lot of.
we got it easy, you guys don't.
Yeah.
Any other questions or
You're welcome.
comments? Otherwise, I'll call this meeting to an end then. Thank you.
What do I
Thank
gotta
you.
do? Okay.